Today's set of builds is on Scrap Baby from Five Nights at Freddy's. Hello guys, this is Knight here, and for anyone who's been watching these new Five Nights at Freddy's tutorial LEGO videos, you probably remember from my last one where I built Springtrap, that I stated that my next one was probably going to be Scrap Baby, and as a matter of fact, she is. And I am pretty proud of how she turned out, if I do say so myself. Now, I'll admit, the head is not my design. The head is mostly Brick 101's design. He did Circus Baby. He hasn't done Scrap Baby yet, obviously. And so he had a design for her head that I thought was really interesting. I tried coming up with my own design time and time again, like with and without functional faceplates. But there was really just nothing that worked for me. So eventually I just came back to his design. I did change the hair. The hair is definitely different than the normal Circus Baby design. The body, however, is completely my design. It's totally mine. I did not copy this off of anyone. And I am pretty proud of it. I really love how the detail of the roller skates and also her giant claw hand. So I am pretty proud of how she turned out. And now let's just jump right into this. Let's just get to the building instructions. Alright, so as per usual, on my builds, I like to start from the feet going up. She has a pretty interesting foot design because for anyone who's seen a full image of her, she has roller skates. So I like this circle plate technique that I came up with. Obviously she doesn't actually roll, but I do think it looks accurate to the game. So obviously, to start off, you want to make sure you have 4 circle clips, 2 for each foot. So then, on this one, you just want a 1x1 round, preferably circular, just to be more accurate to the game, but it doesn't have to be. Stick that there. And then you want an Erling brick, put that there. And then you just want another cylinder circle clip right there. And then for the front, I just like this cheese slope. Kind of put that on the front there. That was a good way to do that. And then just 4 orange 1x1 rounds. For this back one, I actually ran out of orange 1x1 rounds, so I went with an orange 1x1 round flower piece, one of the new style flower pieces I got out of a Minecraft set. There are probably a couple other ways you could substitute. Maybe just put a red or transparent orange or something. Also, I would recommend putting it on one of the back wheels. That way it's not as noticeable. I put it on like the inside back wheel right there. And then you just want to take a cylinder brick and put that on top of the Erling brick. Just like so. And then this is actually where the two legs kind of differentiate from each other. So the one that goes on the right, you want a 1x1 plate in orange. This is just going to be a normal one. Stick that underneath the white Erling brick. And then you just want a 1x1 round in red, kind of for her kneecap. And then just a plain 1x1 round. Actually, wait, no. Actually, yes, that is what you want to do. Plain 1x1 round in white, top there. And then on the other side, it's going to be a gray 1x1 round rather than orange. And stick that on another Erling brick. And then once again, just a round 1x1 in red. And then this time, I'm going with the a flower piece. Just put that on top. That does kind of have some like mixed colors. If you look at the image, you'll see what I'm trying to do. So then basically you just attach them to each foot. And there you go. And then finally you just want to build up a slope 1x2 plate on top of that. And then a 1x2 jumper plate. It could be white or gray, depending on just what you have at your disposal. Then just stick that on top of there. And there you have 2 legs. And then we're just going to move off to the side. So now we can build the waist. So first, you just want a 2x4 in red. I like this crimson red just to show some shading, but normal red will do. Then just take 2 1x1 rounds in red. Two 2x2 rounds. I'm so used to saying 1x1. And then you want one of these. Interesting. It's a kind of like a 2x2 round, but it has clips or bars going kind of in a full octagonal direction. But yeah, it's really useful for making the skirt here. So what you want to do for the skirt is you want 4 of these 1x1s with clip going like this, and then 2 cheese slopes. So basically you want to build 2 clips that go this way, and then you want to just build another pair there like that. So this way you got 2 in one direction and then 2 in the other. And then for the kind of just the size of our skirt, you just want to take 1x1s with clip. Again, I'm using dark red for shading. So stick that on there. There you go. Do the same thing on the other one. And then actually we're going to remove this for a second. So first, on this side, you want to take the 2 clips with the jumper plate on them. And then you want to take these clips. So you want to take one of the ones with cheese slope going this way and stick them right there. And then do an opposite sided one the other way. And then just do the same thing on the back. So there you go. And then you can just replace it back on top of the other thing. Might want to lift these up a little bit for a second before you put this thing on. There you go. And then you can just push everything all the way down. There you go. And then finally, you just want to take a 2x2 plate and round. It's just easier to fit, so probably don't want to use a square there. And then just a 2x2 jumper plate on top of that. That's going to be how you connect to the torso. And then you just take both legs. Make sure the one with the red flower piece is on the left, and the one with the orange is on the right. And there you go. You got her legs completely done. She is kind of hard to stand up sometimes, so something that I think helps with that is if you actually turn this around and then turn her kind of her leg around, and then maybe just twist that. So there you go. Kind of puts her in kind of a walking pose, but it does kind of give it a little bit of a sturdier base. So anyways, now that that's done, now we can move on to her torso. Alright, so her torso is a little bit of an interesting shape to it. So first what you want to do is you want to start off with a 1x1 Technic brick. It can be in dark gray or black. And then you want to stick a 1x1 round in gray or silver if you just prefer to use that. And then you want to stick a 2x2 jumper plate in white on the back. So there you go. And then you just want to take 2 cylinder bricks. These are just going to hang off to the side for a second. Let me move this off to the side. That way you can see it better. There you go. So basically you want to build that. And then I had to improvise a little bit with the my orange pieces. I only had one 2x3 in orange. So, but for the first layer, you actually want to make sure it's 3 1x3s. Basically, this way you'll be able to stick all 3 studs into the center of those. So just stick the center of those on there. And then you can just do just a bunch of alternating 2x3s to connect it. Alright, that goes there. Oh, wait. And then I like this green 1x1 round. She does have kind of those circles, kind of just sort of spilling out of her chest. There wasn't really that great of an option for that, but I did manage to make that kind of work. Alright, and then 2x3 plate. Orange right here. Actually, wait. Before you do that, then just a 2x3 plate right there. And then 1x2. You want a jumper plate on top of that. And then you just want to take a gray 1x1 round, put that on top of there. There you go. And then the other bits hanging off right here, you want a 1x2 with a ball joint. And then just a 1x2 in red. And then two 1x1s with clip. I could be going like this or the other way. I think this one fits better, and it just looks better overall. But that's just a matter of preference. And stick that on top. And just do the same exact thing on the other side. Let's stick that right up there. So now you got her torso completely done. Just show a little overview. And then you want to take her legs. You can stick that Technic right in the middle on that jumper plate. It fits nicely. I like the shape overall that this gave, especially with this little jumper plate back here. So, I think she's turning out well so far. Now let's move on to her left arm, or I guess your right arm. Alright, so her right arm that has the hand on it is a pretty basic design. Nothing too crazy. So, first, you want to start off with a 1x2 with a socket going like this. And then you just want to take a kind of a 1x4 with like a hinge, so you can like angle that. So stick that right there on the bottom. And then, just for show kind of a bit of orange she has, just a 1x1 orange plate, and then a 1x2 curvy downward slope. Just like that. And then you just want I like this flower piece just for some texture, the old style flower piece. You got a lot of them from Minecraft sets. And then a 1x1 plate with clip going like this. Stick that there. And then just a gray, I like this grill plate, again for texture. But you can use other type if you so desire. And then just two 1x1s with bar. Make sure it's on 3 segments, otherwise it won't work. Stick those on top of each other. And then just I'm using a silver grill plate, but you can use the just a plain tile as well if you want. Or just a gray one, whichever you prefer. And then for our hands, again, I'm using black whenever I have an endoskeleton hand, just because they're easier to use. And just stick those on all the segments. And take the 4th one, and just stick it underneath that stud for her thumb. And there you go. Her arm is there. Complete. She has a good amount of articulation, wrist, her shoulder is on a ball joint so that can move all over the place. Elbow joint. I think it turned out pretty well. And then you just want to take her body and attach it onto that ball joint. And there you go. Fair amount of articulation right there. So I think that turned out well. And now on to pretty fun part, the claw. Alright, so before we quickly get started on her claw hand, one thing I want to recommend you do is you go and try to find as many of these 1x1s with clip on top as you can find, preferably in the old style because that looks sharper. And also make sure you find them in dark gray because that I think is the best for her claw. So, but first to start off, you just want to take a 1x2 with socket joint. Is basically the same thing as the other arm. And just a 1x1 in orange, a curvy downward slope, just like that. Then you want to take a 1x2 with the bar, stick that underneath. I'm kind of just mixing up shades of gray right here. And then for her next joint, you want a 1x1 with clip. I'm using light gray for this one. And then I'm going to take 2 of these 1x1 rounds with holes in them. And whichever gray you're using. I'm using light gray. I got a lot of these from a Lego Minecraft set, the Fortress. That came with just absolute tons of them. So there's probably other ways you can get them as well. So anyways, stick that on top of there. Then you want one of these kind of weird, it's like a nozzle piece. And you want to stick that into the holes, just like that, and maybe pull out just a little bit, just like so. Now, putting it off to the side for a second, we're going to build her actual claw. So first to start off, you want a 1x2 plate, then a 2x4 plate, and then a 1x3 plate, just like that. And then you want a 1x1 plate with clip going like that, and then 3 1x1 rounds, or a cylinder brick if you prefer using that. And then the other one, it's going to be and then a 1x1 clip. And then you just want it's also important that you make sure the studs are facing inward to each other. That way you can place the clips on top. And then a 1x2 with the bar. And then a 1x3. And then just a 1x1 on top of that. There you go. And then you just basically fill all those studs with clips. Alright, so there you go. And this claw actually is functional. You can move the bottom bit. And then you want to take that clip and put it into that nozzle piece. There you go. I thought the red piece was a good way, not only to connect it, but also to kind of represent, she has like kind of a red circle right there. If you just look up an image of her. So I thought that was a good way of representing that on both sides. And she has a fair amount of articulation. Obviously, this is on a ball joint. This can move up and down. This can move up. And this can also turn. So, yeah. Lots of articulation in the claw right there. And then you just want to take her body again. And then attach that into that socket joint. Because there would be a little off balance if you don't have the legs turned. So, just keep that in mind. But she does manage to stand up on her own. So now, finally, that's all complete, we can now move on to the head. Okay, so now that's done, time to get to the big stuff, her head. Now, disclaimer, this is not my design. Well, okay, it's mostly not my design. I basically took Brick 101's Circus Baby head design. I have tried many different styles for her head. I've tried it with both faceplates and a static head, and just nothing really looked better than his original design. She does have opening faceplates, which is nice, because, I mean, if you look at her, she does look like she would. She never opens them, which is kind of weird. She never really opens them in the game, or, like, ever at all. But they're there if you really do want them. So, anyways, start off a 2x2 round in white. And then a 1x2 to 2x2 bracket piece in gray. Mine has kind of like some, basically I think what happened is it was like set out in the sun too long or something. Basically it's got some like dirt on it, but I kind of like that because it's on the side that makes her all gray, where she's all gray and stuff. So, anyways, I'll stick that right there. Then you want two 1x1 bricks with the stud on the side. And then you want a 1x2 with a 3-segment bar. Make sure it's like that. And then a 1x1 with clip. It's basically kind of showing just a little bit of a mouth underneath there. And then for her eyes, I really like this lime transparent 1x1 round piece. Because if you look at her eyes, they are definitely not white. They're usually, most of the times, kind of glowing. So I thought it was a good way to show that. You could also use normal green, transparent, or just maybe gray or something. But this is what I'm going with. So, anyways, I'll make a second one of those. Stick that there. And then, for the sides of her head, you want the white side. I'm going with a 1x2 with a bar, and then 1x1 with a clip. Attach like that. And then just a 1x1 round for the cheek. And then you want to center that onto that 1x1 with the hole in it. Right there. Just kind of leave that open for a second. The other side is going to be similar to that, except I'm doing mine in gray because she does have like gray on the side of her head. It's kind of the bluish gray, but I mean, well, there is a bluish gray, like a sand blue gray color out there that would probably look better for this. They do not make it in the right pieces that I need, so I just went with light gray for this. So you want to take it, basically do that. And then this is where her mouth and nose are going to be attached. You want to take a gray, light gray neck bracket, then a 1x1 in black, and then another 1x1 in gray, and then just a 1x1 round for the nose, and then you just attach those, and then kind of leave that open, and center that onto the stud, and then just kind of situate everything, and then you can close the faceplates, just like so. So, she does have functional faceplates, so if you wanted them, they're there. And then on the top, you just want to take a 1x2 jumper plate, put that there. For the back, just a 1x2 tile in white, and then two 1x2 curvy downward slopes. This could also be a 2x2 if you have it. So stick that there. And then for her hair, set that off to the side for a second. A 2x2 red plate, and then 1x2 with a bar, preferably with 3 segments. It's easier to center something on it. And then another 2x2 round in red. And then for the thing on top of her head, I like this new style gray 1x1 with a clip. Kind of put that on there and angle it. And then for her ponytails or pigtails, you want to take a 1x1 with a clip, a 1x1 brick with a stud on the side, and then a couple of these large fang pieces. I think I got these from like a dragon set or something. And then you just want to put that there. Same thing on the other side. There you go. Put that there. And then you just want to center that 2x2 onto that jumper plate. And there you got her hair. And then finally, you just want to take a 1x1 in gray, center that onto that 2x2 round. And there you have her head completely done. And finally, you just attach that on to the body. And there you have Circus Baby utterly done in all of her glory. And like I said, functional faceplates. I think she turned out really well. I think she is probably one of the most accurate characters I have made yet. I know a lot of people would like to know how to build a Scrap Baby because she's now like considered one of the best characters in the game. One of my most favorite characters ever. I do think she turned out well. I really liked her claw design. In fact, fun fact, her claw design and along with her skate design, is basically kind of thing that inspired me to want to build her. I was thinking, you know, I have a pretty good design in mind for her claw and her roller skates. So I decided, you know, give her a shot, and I think she turned out pretty well. So anyways, like I said, I also do have more characters coming up in the future. I think my next one on the list is going to be Lefty. So as you can see, we're kind of going through the Final Fantasy Freddy 6 characters. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, why not feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Goodbye.